cheap homestead. We fix the stuff we have. Something like a toaster, very, very disposable. Most people just throw it out if it breaks. What we're going to do is everything that breaks in the house, we will assess and see if we can fix it. This alone in 1 year could save quite a bit of money. If you talk about appliances, that could be like $30, $40 each, or different stuff. It doesn't take long before you get to $300, $400 in a year of stuff that you replaced that you've already purchased. Because I got the compressor wound up, and I'm going to blow off the blow out the toaster. Now I'm going to take the screws out. Now that it is apart, we're going to blow off the rest of it. It's hard to see, but the actual latch is all there. It didn't break. The lever goes in and it locks in. I think what happened is it got built up with too much stuff, and when you're pushing it, it unhooked it. As a kid, I used to love taking stuff apart. Getting it back together as a kid was a totally different thing. More stuff came apart than together, but it's all part of the learning process, how things go together. So we are going to plug this in. This right one is a little loose where it goes into. There's two options. We can replace the part, or we can take it out and 2-part epoxy it, put it in, let it harden, and then if we ever have to remove it again, we can just stick a pick in there and unlatch the cap off of the shaft. So we could probably remove it without having to remove the big part out. So let's go do that. You don't need very much. And then you mix it together. And then you put a light coating on either side. I wouldn't recommend putting a whole lot because it may squirt out. And then next thing you know, your whole switch is glued together. So now we're going to fish this down into here, and then we're going to leave it nicely lined up like that for a little while and let it harden. You don't have to replace everything. And you've got a toaster again that'll probably go for a couple more years. It is pretty cheap, so there's something going to happen to it, but we'll deal with that when that comes. But we didn't have to put out for another $40. One more side note, 2-part epoxy is your friend. That stuff glues anything. Like, I mean anything, and it is cheap. It really isn't that expensive, and it will fix multiple things. Plastic to steel, wood, you name it, it works. It's definitely worth having.